What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. I'm your host, AlphonZeus, and we're going to be going over the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 142, as well as results from our locals and any new information we want to disseminate from Team Gradelock over to you, our subscribers. So, first of all, let's get right into the episode. Spoiler alert, you haven't seen the episode yet, please pause or close the video, go watch that episode, and then come back right here so we can discuss about it. Of course, if you don't want to, we can also provide in the link in the description down below, so you can skip right to the results of our local. So, Ride 142, Kamui's Fist. It's going to be the conclusion between the battle between Kamui and Goki. Now, it was a little bit anticlimactic at best, but at least you get to see a little bit more of how the Beast Deity, sub-archetype of Nova Grapplers is actually pretty damn effective, especially with the stand, making use of as many stands as you want. This is like the crossfire that a Sure Kaiser should be getting, but at least as like Ethics Buster Extreme, it should be good. I was actually a little bit surprised that Kamui didn't use the Break Ride effect for Ethics Buster into Ethics Buster Extreme. I was actually looking forward to seeing that, but since he only got out the Ethics Buster Extreme, I think it was okay. But I did like some of the Nova Grapple support that, for the Beast Deity, hey, if somebody stands, I stand too. So you still have a full column swing with that one. I think that's alright. I think that Cactus Reverse was somewhat okay. It's just that, Goki could have been able to win that game if he got a heal trigger off of that 6 damage. Because off the attack from Ruin Shade, he dumped 2 cards. One was a regular card, another one was a heal trigger, which he could have made a lot of use out of that. Of course, he had everything, but I didn't remember Kamui having 2 perfect shields in his hand. I only saw one Solar Falcon in there, so maybe there was something different, or maybe he had another one that was off camera. But anyway, so Kamui was able to block both attacks because both the Vanguard and the right column rear guard was swinging for really high numbers. So I was definitely kind of thinking like, oh man, is Kamui actually going to be reversed? But nope, Kamui just goes in and just kind of like shoves it in Goki's face when he attacks with the with that first attack on Goki when it went into the damage zone. If that was a trigger, Kamui could have lost, like, straight up just right there. Because even with that stand trigger, it would have been too easy to guard. But he had 2 grade 3s in his hand for Goki and 1 10k shield. So even if he did get that trigger, he most likely probably wouldn't have a card to guard unless he could use one of the cards that was used for the Vanguard attack guard to block both attacks. But the only problem is that the field was pretty much wiped out because the Break Ride called 2 units from the drop zone, and then they went back into the drop zone. And then with Cactus on for Ruin Shade, Kamui took her out, so basically he would probably be running out. He would probably only call his like 2 other grade 3s that probably would have had some impact, but it didn't really. And Kamui managed to win the match, and Goki became his regular old self. And for Kamui's Fist pretty much did the trick, like a Colbert bump. Love that guy. All right. And then we go on and see, oh wow, they have to save Princess Emmy, and as it goes through, all of a sudden, like I think it was during the fight that they also see Rekka was reversed, and then it seemed that both of Goki's lackeys or pirates in that sense, they got renewed reversed with Rekka's reverse. So it seems that the secretary of the student council is getting Korin and Rekka to have more advanced forms of their reverse personalities to actually increase the influence of reverse on other reverse fighters if they happen to have their original self fight against that urge. So it seems like this reverse evolution is still taking place, and it's really going to be intimidating. So when they go off and Kamui is about to take it, then we see Nagisa. And Nagisa's on her throne and whatever. And then she still has the personality. It seems that Reverse didn't really do that much to her, but she's a little bit more vocal with her proclaiming her love for Kamui. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, sorry, the screen over there had like a purple screensaver. So anyways, when we get back to the match, now it's going to be like, oh man, it's going to be a mirror match, and we get to see Ethics Buster reversed. I want to see how that happens, because I want to see both Break Rides to see how that mirror match would be, the extreme versus the reverse. And I think they're pretty good, and they're definitely something that I would like consider a lot. And so when Nagisa was about to fight Kamui, all of a sudden we see this Ninpo Ninjutsu whatchamacall, replacement technique, where Kamui was in a pretty much Kamui just got transformed into a block of a tree, pretty much. And then we all of a sudden see the return of Ninja Master Neo, not M, I think it's supposed to be a throwback from Murakami to Nubatama, the rebirth of that. And so, you know, Ninja Master, he tells Kamui, "Hey, you have to go save your lady right there." And then it's like, "Oh man, we're gonna see Nubatama versus Nova Grappler reversed," and I'm gonna be like, "This is gonna be a good episode. This will be an excellent episode. I can't wait to see the next episodes following up. I really hope that he doesn't get reversed because I think that Nubatama is insane as a clan, especially the way that on the break ride you have to both discard a card and you have to bind a card face down. It's pretty much eliminating your twin drive from your hand, and one of them is permanent. The other one's kind of in that sense will return back at the end phase, but still it's definitely something deadly to keep out for, especially when it's a final turn situation, and especially if the cards that were bound or discarded were perfect guards, and it's so bad that it would have to happen. So I'm looking forward to see what this next episode is going to bring. I hope that I can at least see Kamui try to take out Rekka or something to save Emmy. And I swear, if Emmy or her friend gets reversed, I don't know what's going to happen. If we're going to see a reversed Bermuda Triangle or we're going to see a reversed Angel Feather. Whatever it is, I am so looking forward to the next couple of weeks to just see this episode and just break it all down to see what would happen. Because we have now a Nova Grapple reversed, what I think, and Nubatama match. And then we're also going to have a Nova Grappler versus either reverse Bermudas or reversed Angel Feathers. And I am looking forward to this Bushi Road. Please don't let the second half of the episode kind of drag itself out. But I want to see the fights, and please don't skip through the fights because the next two fights that are coming up in this season are extremely important in making the clans like what they are and see what's going to be the future. Do you think if it's even going to be in the competitive meta? And I'm just looking forward to the next episodes. I haven't seen the preview for Ride 143 yet, so we're all looking forward to that. So let's get right into the results of our local. So on our local, we can tell that Vanguard is kind of a dying breed, and it's definitely something that the audience has taken notice of. For Friday, we only had 5 teams enter in our Vanguard tag team tournaments, and luckily out of the 5 teams, we have both of our Team Gradelock teams, Ian and Alex, and Josh and Henry, topping. So it was great to see both teams from Team Gradelock topping that Vanguard tag team event. And I was really happy for that. And then we actually followed up on Saturday, where there were only 7 people that entered in. And, from the 7 people, I managed to go undefeated, returning with Oracle Think Tank Tsukiyomi. It's 95% remastered. My first game was against a Spectral Duke player, and first game I managed to outplay him with Silent Tom, and then second game he got double crit on me because he had Spectral Duke and he swung with both rearguard columns first, and then he swung Spectral Duke Dragon without his booster, so I did 2 to pass, and then he got the double crit on me. So, but third game managed to outplay him, but he got Gradelock because of that. So it definitely felt like a dirty win in my opinion, because it sucks whenever your opponent gets Gradelocked, even though that secretly you wanna win, but it's just that when you win by that, it doesn't even feel like a win. Second game I went up against Alex. He was using his Alpha Beat deck, and I just first game I managed to just outplay him with I outplayed him with the ride chain and got him to kind of attack his Palamedes with Silent Tom, because I think he ran 12 crits in his deck. If not, I haven't seen any draw triggers. So I managed to take his Palamedes out before he takes out my Silent Tom, because when Palamedes attack, even with Meryl or Little Sage Marin or Toy Pugo, I would have to drop at least 2 cards from my hand. So I want to make sure I can take out Palamedes, but I always have a Silent Tom tech, the Vanguard, so that at least he can, attack his side. Does he want to lose a Palamedes, or does he want to take a guaranteed damage outside the Vanguard attack? And then the third game, I went up against this guy that actually was the other second place guy from the Oracle Think Tank, Flight of the Valkyries, and the Phantom Steel Legion sneak peek. He was using his Angelic Star Coral Bermuda Triangle build. Actually, before I gotta go back to the second game of Alex, I used my stack against him, except that I knew that on my first stack, when I checked for the grade 1 Tsukiyomi, I had a Spear Magus and I had a Nike Oracle. When I drove checked the Spear Magus in the game, I should have put it all on Vanguard because it made it 2 to pass. But I decided to try and get more cards out of his hand, which was risky, because then I realized it was Nike. Because I thought that it would be a draw trigger instead of a critical trigger, and he was at 4 damage. So if that attack went through, he only would have take he only would have took 1 damage, and would have been a little bit more easier for him to guard. That's why I put on Silent Tom. But I managed to outplay him, and he didn't get that many triggers. And even if he did get triggers, I had perfect guards in my hand to kind of make up for that. So I should definitely just follow my stack and just keep it. But then at the Angelic Star Call, the first game I outplayed him with Silent Tom again because the first when he perfect guarded my or made it a no pass on my Vanguard, I got critical trigger to put on Silent Tom, and he was at 4 damage. He had 4 cards in hand or 5 cards in hand, and he had to take that Silent Tom hit because he had all zeros in his hand, which shows, yeah, wow, he really pulled through for me this time. And so I managed to get first place. And and since it was only a 7-person tourney, it was top two, and I got first place along with Ricky, one of the newer visitors to our local at Game On, and he's definitely a smart kid from what I've seen in our card fights. He was definitely smart about it, and definitely has his strategy all set up. I definitely have a good time fighting him. So in first place, I actually picked up instead of Vanguard boosters, I picked up Kaijudo boosters, except that they have to knock off I think 2 boosters from Vanguard if you're going to be taking boosters from another set. And I got the right side of the Kaijudo box, and I pulled an Eternal Haven, which was worth $50. So but unfortunately, I actually had wanted Kalima because I was wanting the Water Dark deck, but I realized that later on that Kalima is only good for Mono Dark, and so I just messed that up. And yeah, and the first words that came out of out of my mouth when my friend Irvin kind of brought up that he pulled Eternal Haven for me in my prize packs. The first thing I said was, "I hate you," to Eternal Haven, even though that was worth $50, and I traded it for a bunch of cards that I did need for my Water Dark deck. Um, but I definitely got some decent cards going for me. I was definitely fortunate to pull such a good card and use it so that I can at least advance towards creating my deck. Um, in terms of that, I'm actually getting a lot more into Kaijudo right now. I'm really building up that Water Dark deck pretty well to be more of a controlled discard deck. I definitely like the whole discard factor, especially I have multiple cards centered around you discarding a card from your hand instead of having it get to the field. So I want to make sure that I think that's my strategy, to at least limit the amount of options that my opponent has, as well as get out the key plays from his hand before they hit the field. Because I know a noticeable weakness of my deck is that it doesn't have powerful numbers, and I decided I need that because I need to put in I'm trying to put in green so I can mana ramp, so I can hit Squirrel Scourge early, or hit those game changer cards very early on, so that I can just swing in for game. But my early game for my Water Dark deck seems to be like a unblockable poking thing. So like on my first I know that for my 2-drop, which was a Cyber Trader, it's a 2-drop for 1,000 power, but when it enters the battle zone, you can draw a card if you do discard a card. So it's pretty much draw the drop. So it's actually pretty good in that aspect. I definitely like that, and I definitely like just having Giga Stand to help discard cards from the hand to at least limit the amount of options that he or she can have against me. And I definitely like that aspect of it. So I just need to put in more sleeves, or at least get like 50 or 55 sleeves to get the Kaijudo deck really rolling. And then after my Water Dark deck, I actually want to make a Water Dark, just a mono Water or a mono Dark deck. Mono Water because I want to do the Gorgles. I like the Gorgles a lot. And plus, since the Cyber Lords, you can just put a lot of them in there. And then a mono Dark deck focused around Kalima, because I definitely like that. I definitely like that Monarch a lot. So that's pretty much what's been on my mind for Kaijudo and Vanguard. I haven't been able to pick up any way short stuff recently, but I just have some stuff going on. I know that right now I want to focus on creating a welcome video for our channel. We're probably going to do that on Friday when we get at least most of the veteran members present at Game On, and then we can record that. Of course, if you guys have any more suggestions, feel free to. My trade binder is still good. It's a little bit updated now that I've lost my my other perfect guard for Oracle Think Tank, so I have no more extra chocolates, and I think I still have another Silent Tom in there, and I also lost I also don't have the Scarlet Witch Coco card anymore, but the rest I think I still have. So yeah, I just hope that also another update is that we're going to be planning to for Team Gradelock to head to regionals in New York on Sunday, October 13th. So far we have Alex, Ian, myself, and Jason that are planning to head there. So we're planning to just drive there extremely early in the morning to try and not hit traffic and just head on over to Long Island and just kick ass over there, and definitely bringing in my Tsukiyomi deck. I think the only thing I'm missing from that deck is two SP Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukiyomi. As long as I have those two SP Goddess of Full Moon Tsukiyomi, I could probably make it safe that the Tsukiyomi Remastered is complete until the Magus comes out, and then I'll probably replace all my grade threes, at least the two Goddess of the Sun Amaterasu with the Hexagonal Magus break ride, so I can make it even more broken. Uh, yeah, and I think that's pretty much what the channel is going right now. I know that a lot of people are interested in joining the team. It's just that in order to do that, I do know that the concept is you have to beat three members in a row in a best of three series, and you have to have at least one other team member to have a witness to each of those battles to just verify it, and then you can join in the team. It definitely picked up because we're having a lot of new members here. We just started out with a couple members. I know that Henry, Josh, Mike, myself, Rowan, Otto, Darnell. We started off with like 7 people, and over time, Rowan, Darnell couldn't make it as well as Otto, and so it went down to just 4. There's Henry, Josh, Mike, and myself, and then we started picking up new members. So we picked up Ian, and then we picked up Alex, and then we picked up Jason, and so we kind of actually we picked up CK first, and then we picked up Alex, and uh, then Jason. No, just CK, Ian, Alex, Jason. Then we actually bumped up our total to 8, although Mike kind of stops by every now and then. So it's in terms of just our local game on, we have 7 at least consistent members in our group. So I'm just glad that the team is growing and that people do want to join the team. Just that they really have to follow up with that. And I'll be more than happy to play a card fight with them, just with my best deck, so I can see their potential and see how smart they can play, especially when the stack is up against them, aka Tsukiyomi. And I think in terms of Vanguard, I want to complete just a few more decks. I actually completed my Dark Irregulars for now. I got my 4 Amons. One of them is SP, although there's a little marker at the top of the card, on like not on the card itself, but on the the border. So that value kind of went down, but I at least have 1 SP Amon and 1 SP Gwyn the Ripper, so that's good. And I got everything else. So I got all 8 crits, 4 draws, 4 heals, and yeah, I'm pretty much good to go in that aspect. And all I need is just the 4 Blood Speculators, and then the rest from the Catastrophic Outbreak. So it's Dark Irregulars, Link Joker for the Swordchild Dragon Break Ride, and the Dark Irregulars, Link Joker, and Oracle Think Tanks. Yeah. The Magus build, I want to get that so badly because you can turn a 2 to pass into a 1 to pass with Pentagonal Magus. That card is so broken because with even Circle Magus or Battle Sister Coco, look at top card and say, hey, it's Battle Sister Ginger. Okay, leave it on top. Swing and say, okay, 2 to pass. Alright, so Pentagonal Magus skill, declare the name of the card. I'm going to say Battle Sister Ginger and reveal it. Oh, hey, it's Battle Sister Ginger. So instead of a 5k and a crit from just that, it's going to be 10k and add 2 crits off of 1 combo. And that is silly because when you even break ride or even just ride the regular one, they have to perfect guard or else they're going to be screwed. But they're going to lose on perfect guards for the 2 other attacks. And I want to put Silent Tom in that deck so that it'll be even more broken that you can't even use grade 0. So it seems like you have to waste your grade 0s on them or make it into the pass and perfect guard Silent Toms, but you're going to be losing out on a lot of your hand. So I want to make those 3 final decks until it ends. Like around maybe 3, maybe 4, because I want to do the Dimensional Robo, Break Ride, Dark Dimensional Robo, Dayusha, Reversed as well. So make that 4 decks. After those 4 decks, I'm pretty much done with Vanguard. I don't want to probably sell all my extras and stuff like that. I hope that Vanguard's gonna pick itself back up soon, but it seems that the meta that's going right now are just restanding Vanguards, because there are a couple of notable clans that do have restanding Vanguards, such as Tetradrive Dragon from Aquaforce, Ethics Buster Reverse from Nova Grapplers. What's it called? They have Dauntless Drive from Kagero, and Dragonic Descendant from Narukami. So and of course there's also the Revengers from the Shadow Paladins. So there's a couple of clans that actually have restanding Vanguards for a full swing. It just depends on how minus or plus you go. And it's just that with Tetra Drive and Ethics Buster, it's even, while Dauntless Drive and Eradicator you actually minus from that. So I hope that Vanguard's really going into a direction where it's a little bit more strategic. I think the restanding Vanguard's actually going to add a little bit more strategy and a little less luck to the events, because perfect guards are perfect guards. So you can swing at me for 40k and one perfect guard, discard grade 3. All that was for nothing. So I feel like this is going to be a good turning point for them, and I'm looking forward to see the next episode and to see what would happen next week. I know that I'm not going to be able to go to the local on Saturday because I have a little thing for school event that I have to go to, so I will be able to show up on Friday, and hopefully we'll put up the welcome video for our channel very soon. And that's it for me, of AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And for the topic comment, what do you think about the future of Vanguard? How do you think it's going to affect, with the episodes coming out, as well as the meta that's going currently in Japan? So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.